So, you want to learn how to build for the web? Awesome. Today, we're going to put together your very first digital toolkit. We're going to cut through the noise, demystify those first crucial steps, and get you set up with all the essential gear you need to get started. Let's do this. You know that feeling when you land on a really slick website, and you just kind of sit back and wonder, how in the world did they build that? How do you get from, a totally blank screen to a living, breathing, interactive project? Well, that's exactly the journey we're kicking off right now.
All right, first things first. You wouldn't build a house without a blueprint, right? It'd be chaos. In the digital world, that blueprint, that whole process of planning and building, that's what we call web development.
When you boil it all down, web development is the craft of creating everything you interact with online. It's the engine running under the hood of, well, everything. From a simple little blog post to a huge shopping site like Amazon or your favorite social media app, a web developer wrote the code that makes it all tick.
Every single website you've ever visited is built using 3 core ingredients, and the easiest way to think about them is like building a person. First, you've got HTML. That's the skeleton. It gives the page its bare-bones structure. Next comes CSS, which is like the skin. It adds all the style, the colors, the fonts, the layout, everything that makes it look good. And finally, you have JavaScript. That's the brain and the muscles. It's what makes the page interactive, letting you click buttons, play animations, and do pretty much anything dynamic. Structure, style, and interactivity. That's the magic trio.
Okay, so every builder needs a workshop, right? A dedicated space to do their work. For us, that workshop is digital, and keeping it clean and organized is absolutely crucial for success. So let's get your space set up.
Now, this might seem like a super basic step, but I'm telling you, it is one of the most important habits you can build. Before you even think about writing code, get your project folder organized. A clean workspace today prevents a total chaotic nightmare tomorrow. It's your key to a smooth, stress-free project.
And here's what that looks like in practice. It's pretty simple. You start with one main folder for your project. Let's call it Test Site. Inside that, you create your homepage, which is almost always called index.html. Browsers automatically look for that file name. Then you just make separate folders for your other assets. One for images, one for styles where your CSS will live, and one for scripts for your JavaScript. Keeping these things separate is a total game changer for staying organized.
And while we're organizing, let's talk about naming things. This is a classic rookie mistake. The rules are simple, but they'll save you a world of hurt. Number 1, use all lowercase letters. Why? Because the servers that host websites are often case sensitive, meaning my file and my file are seen as 2 different things. Number 2, no spaces. Spaces in file names can cause all sorts of weird bugs. Instead, just use a hyphen to separate words. It's clean, it's clear, and it just works.
Okay, workshop's organized. Now for the single most important tool in your entire toolkit, your code editor. This is where the magic happens, and believe me, it is so much more than just a place to type.
People ask me all the time, hey, can I just write my code in Microsoft Word? The answer is a big, emphatic no. And here's why. Word processors are designed to make pretty documents. They secretly add a bunch of invisible formatting and styling code in the background that will completely break your website code. A code editor, on the other hand, deals only in pure, clean, plain text. Plus, it's loaded with features specifically designed to help you write code faster and better. So which one should you grab? Well, the folks at MDN Web Docs, which is basically the Bible for web developers, recommend Visual Studio Code, or just VS Code. And for good reason. It's totally free, it's ridiculously powerful, and it has become the gold standard in the industry. It's what the pros use, and it's perfect for when you're just starting out. Think of a good code editor as your trusty sidekick. It has superpowers. You've got syntax highlighting, which colors your code so you can actually read it at a glance. There's code completion, which guesses what you're trying to type, saving you from tons of typos. It'll even flag simple errors for you right away. And the best part? Extensions. You can plug in all sorts of extra tools to customize your editor and make it even more powerful. Let me show you what I mean. Take a look at this little piece of JavaScript. I mean, sure, it works, but it's just a jumbled mess, all crammed onto one line. It's really tough to figure out what's going on, isn't it? Now check this out.
This is the exact same code after being cleaned up by an extension called Prettier. Every time you hit save, poof, it automatically formats everything perfectly. This isn't just about making things look pretty. It makes your code 1,000 times easier to read, to debug, and to share with other people. It's a lifesaver.
All right, moving on to our next tool. Now, this one can look a little scary at first glance, I'll admit it, but it's secretly one of the most powerful tools you have. We're talking about the command line.
Yup, that thing. The terminal. The command line. The scary black window with that blinking cursor just staring at you. A lot of people see this and immediately get intimidated. But I promise you, once you learn just a handful of commands, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it.
So, what is it really? It's just a different way of talking to your computer. Instead of clicking on folders and icons, you type simple text commands. And the payoff is huge. It gives you direct, unfiltered access to your computer's file system and lets you perform complex tasks way faster than clicking around a graphical interface. It's all about power and efficiency.
And here's where it gets really cool. You can chain commands together using something called a pipe. Look at this example. First, we run the ls command, which just lists all the files in our current folder. Then we use that pipe symbol, the vertical bar, which takes that whole list of files and pipes it over to the next command. That second command, wc-l, its only job is to count lines. So it gets the list of files and just counts them. Boom. In one short line, we've counted every file in a directory. That's the kind of power we're talking about.
So, we've got the tools, we've got the workshop. Now, let's talk about the person who uses them all, the web developer. You'll find that developer is a pretty broad term, and it actually covers a few different kinds of specialists.
You generally hear about three main roles. You've got your front-end developers. They build everything you, the user, can see and touch on a website, what we call the client side. They live and breathe HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then you have back-end developers. They're the ones building all the behind-the-scenes magic, the databases, the servers, the core logic that makes the site actually work. And finally, you have full-stack developers. They're the versatile jacks of all trades who are comfortable working on both the front end and the back end, connecting all the pieces to make a complete application.
And there you have it. You've got your blueprint for what web development is, you've set up and organized your digital workshop, and you now have the essential tools of the trade. Your toolkit is officially ready to go. So there's really only one question left. What are you going to build first?